morning all and happy Easter Sunday. This morning you'll need to grab, if you have it, a block, a strap, or a hand towel will do. We're just using it right at the beginning of the practice today. And also a blanket if you have it. If you don't, again, not a big deal. You can also grab a you can also grab a bath towel that you could fold up. It doesn't have to be a firm blanket. It can be a fleecy blanket this morning. So we'll just wait for a moment or two here as people begin to join our class this morning. This is Sunday Salutations. And again, happy Easter to everyone who's joining us this morning. Again, if you're just joining us, a happy Sunday morning, a happy Easter Sunday morning, a blessed Passover to those of us who are Jewish and are joining us this morning. Happy Easter to those who are Christian and joining us this morning. I have my bunnies out, my eggs, still doing an egg hunt today. Got my Easter baskets out for the 3 kids, and it's always a good morning here at the McFerren house, a big brunch. And typically we go to Easter Sunday Mass, which we will be watching online today. So I hope that you have special things going on in your home today. We'll begin our day today with a yoga flow of about 45 minutes to get the day started. I started this morning, Kira and I have been pulling cards from a little Louise Hay Power Thought card deck. And my card this morning, which I thought was appropriate. And oddly enough, the last 3 cards that I have pulled have ended with the same 3 words. So this morning mine said this: as I go about my daily affairs, I listen to my own guidance. My intuition is always on my side. I trust it to be there at all times. I am safe. And those 3 words have been at the end of the last 3 days of cards that I have pulled. And I think that is a beautiful sentiment during this time. I am safe. So as you come to your mat today, keep yourself safe. Listen to your intuition. Let that be the guide of your practice, not my words. If you need to modify, and I'm not offering you something that you need, please feel free to take it. If you have some music that you'd like to play in the background this morning, feel free to do that as well. And we'll get started on our practice this morning by coming down to the earth in some type of pose that restores you. So that might be Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Or perhaps you want to roll that blanket and place it underneath your spine for a supported fish. Maybe you're coming back down to Shavasana or knees bent with the knees kissing at the middle of the mat. We'll begin today with some breath work. So again, if you're just joining us, maybe a blanket or a thicker towel, a block and a strap, or a hand towel if you have it, and we'll get started. So coming down to whatever pose serves you this morning. So maybe that's soles of the feet together, knees apart. Again, maybe that's a blanket rolled down your spine, or knees bent, feet a little bit wider on the mat. Place your hands on your belly and begin to connect to your own breath and the rhythm of that breath. In no way try to change the breath at this point. Take these moments to notice. Easter Sunday is truly about love and surrender. So give yourself this opportunity to experience that love and that sense of surrender here on the earth.
On your next inhale, let that inhale count be to the number 1. And exhale to the number 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. And exhale 10. Take a breath in and sigh it out. Wherever you are, begin to bend your knees. Plant the soles of your feet close to your hips. Draw your right knee in towards your chest, towards that right armpit and shoulder, and give it a hug. Flex and point your toes, perhaps circling the toes in the air. Either keep the left knee bent or extend the left leg long. Take a breath in here. Use your left hand to draw your right knee across your body, bringing your right arm to goalpost. Bending from shoulder to elbow to hand in 90 degrees. Take a really gentle twist here. Maybe you're turning your gaze to your elbow, maybe not. With your next breath, draw that knee back to center and bend the left knee once again. Begin to extend that right foot up to the sky. Extend your arms up and above your head and flex and bend a few times. Bend your knee, point and flex your toes, and start to wake up that whole right leg. Maybe take the elbows, opposite hand to opposite elbow up and above your head. Maybe stretch that left leg long. And getting really long and organically stretching in all directions. Take a breath here. Now perhaps you can reach peace fingers to that right big toe to open up that leg to the right. Perhaps you're not going to reach at all and you'll just swing that leg to the right. Or perhaps you'd like to grab that strap or that hand towel and bring it around the ball of the right foot. And draw that leg out to the right. If you have your strap, bring that left arm up next to the ear and stretch long through the left side body. Again, that left knee may still be bent. Using your intuition, being your guide, knowing that you are safe, take care of your practice this morning. 2 more breaths here. Slowly bring that right leg back to center wherever you landed with it and draw both knees into your chest. Set the sole of the right foot down on the earth, hug the left knee in, flex and point those left toes, and maybe circle your toes in the air. Using your right hand, begin to draw that left knee across your body for a twist, bringing your left arm to goalpost. And that right knee can remain bent or you can extend that leg long. Breathe and notice. Again, perhaps turning your gaze to the left elbow, maybe not. Perhaps up to the heavens or to the left is a better option for you, or to the right. One more breath in and out. And slowly bring everything back to center. Hug that knee back in. And stretch the sole of the left foot up to the sky. Point and flex your toes, bend and stretch your leg. And reach your hands up and above your head. And again, perhaps take opposite hand to opposite elbow and really stretch and wiggle the sides of the body long. Perhaps lengthen out long through your right leg as well. Now here again, you don't have to grab peace fingers to the big toe or strap around the foot. You can gently guide that left leg to the left, using your core to remain grounded to the earth. Maybe you want to bend into that right knee. Perhaps peace fingers to the big toe, or again, maybe that strap comes around the sole of the left foot to extend. Right arm, right leg might extend. Find some organic expression of the love and surrender that you have for this day. Two more breaths here. And begin to slowly draw that leg back into center. So my goal for you today in this practice is to really touch all parts of your body and get everything open to this beautiful day today. So draw your knees in. You can either rock to one side or rock forward and back, bringing yourself into a table pose. So curling all the way up. Bring yourself forward into table. Hands come underneath the shoulders and knees under the hips. Toes are curled. Feel those 10 finger pads press into the mat. Begin to shift your weight forward so your shoulders go ahead of the heels of the hands, and shift your weight back. And really grip the mat here. Shift forward, even the knuckles of the hands grip. And shift back. And do that one more time. Little shift forward. And a little shift back. And begin to slowly shimmy your hips in a circle. Beginning clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter to me. We'll shift to the other side in a moment. Continue to really grip the earth with your hands, heels of the hands and the knuckles of the hands right at the base of the fingers. And take those circles to the other side. Woo. Some pops and cracks this morning. Coming back to table, extend long through that right leg, three-legged table. Exhale, curl your knee into your nose. A little cat stretch. Inhale and extend back. Exhale, curl in. Inhale and extend. Exhale and curl. Last time, inhale and extend. Take the right toes over to the left. Take a little peek over that left shoulder. Open that lateral right side body. Inhale, swing the leg and tap it over to the right. Peek right. Inhale, tap to the left. Now moving with your breath. Inhale, exhale, tap right. Inhale, exhale, tap left. And one more time. Tap to the right. And tap to the left. From here, begin to uncurl those left toes and point those left toes to the center of the mat. Begin to slowly anchor into the heel of that right foot, peeling the right fingertips up. Now this might not serve you this morning, okay? So I want you to stay right here if this feels like an awkward movement for you. Begin to peel that right heel down, right hand up. Taking a tiny little back bend here. You can take your gaze down to your left thumb, stretch out through the fingertips of the right hand, press into the top of that left foot as if you feel like you could lift that left knee away from the floor. Take a breath in. Huge stretch here. And as you exhale, slowly come down to the right fingertips. We're stepping that right foot all the way up and beyond the right hand. Coming into a wide, low lunge position.
Now here, you might want to bring that block in, or if you're close to a couch, use the edge of a couch or an ottoman. Hang out right here. Wide, low lunge. That foot, my foot is all the way off my mat. Begin to curl those left toes. Now lift the left knee, plant the left heel, and widen your thighs to the right. So imagine that you have a little cottontail back here, and you're lifting that little cottontail, widen your right inner thigh, and stretch and breathe. Pivot the left heel up, drop your left knee down. We're coming back to a table pose. Tuck that right knee back in. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Begin to hover those knees away from the floor. Coming to a hovering table here. Draw your belly strongly in. Grip the mat with your hands. Come into some shape of a short downward facing dog. Feet should be as wide as the hips. Knees are super soft. And lift that cottontail up to the sky. Stretching from fingertips to hips. My ribs are even touching my thighs. That's how short my dog is this morning. Nice full body stretch. Slowly bring it back down, table pose. Extend back through the left foot. Take a breath in here, curl in, knee to navel. Inhale and extend back, three-legged table. Exhale, knee to navel. Three-legged table. One more time, knee to navel, and extend straight back, long through that left leg. Take a breath here and tap those toes to the right, peek right. Again, stretching long through those left ribs. Pull your belly strongly in, grip the mat. Take another breath in here and begin to sweep your toes, tap left, peek left. Inhale, exhale, tap right. Moving to the breath. Inhale, exhale, tap left. Inhale, exhale, tap right. And one more time, tap to the left, big exhale. And sweep it up and over, tap to the right. Uncurl those right toes this time so they point to the center of the mat. Now you might be holding right here. If that little back bend didn't serve you, I want you to stay right here. Otherwise, begin to come up onto the tips of those left fingers. Peel that left heel to the earth and begin to send that left arm up to the sky. Again, maybe a gaze up is a good thing for you. Maybe your neck is not on board with that this morning and you're going to look down at that right thumb. Stretching long from the heel of the right hand all the way up through active left fingertips. Take a long breath in. And as you exhale, slowly begin to bring those left fingertips down. Pop that left heel up. Step your left foot up and a little bit wider than that left hand. Maybe you'll shimmy back a little bit through the right knee. Again, if you have a block and you want to bring that block in to give yourself some height in this pose, you can come in and bring that block. Hang out here. Feels good. Begin to curl those right toes now. Lift the right knee, plant the right heel. Again, imagine that little Peter Cottontail tail back here. And lift your tail, widen the left inner thigh. Draw your belly in strongly, stretching the chest forward. Find this awkward, almost a warrior two leg. Take another breath in here. And pop that right heel up, drop your right knee, and we're tucking back in for a table pose. Set that block off to the side. Bring yourself all the way down to the mat, coming into a gentle Sphinx pose. Glide your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hands in front of the elbows. Peel your low belly, your low ribs, and your chest forward. Maybe peel the corners of your mouth out. Take a breath in here. And find 3 rounds of cat and cow. Curl and open. Soft. Channel that cat-cow in the upper back. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open.
Take a little peek over that right shoulder. Come back to center. Take a peek over the left shoulder. Come back to center and the right shoulder. Center, left. One more time each side. Your breath, your movement. Come back to center, glide your hands underneath your chest, curl your toes, press to supported plank, and hover your knees. Draw your belly strongly in, press down through your hands. Begin to lift your hips for our first full-length downward facing dog. Maybe bend and stretch your legs. Maybe pedal out one heel at a time, bending into the opposite knee. Maybe taking those little peeks underneath your arms. Again, we're trying to touch your entire body this morning. Finding space for love and surrender as you move into this Easter Sunday. Shift forward, plank pose, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga to the earth. Inhale, lift the heart, shoulders roll back, peek right. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, pressing up, peek left. Exhale, come down. Curl the toes, lift the seat, downward facing dog. Again, pressing strongly down into the hands, bend and stretch your legs. Find some space and some movement this morning. Float forward again, plank pose, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, shoulders roll back, peek right. Exhale, bring it down to the earth. Inhale, press up and peek left. Exhale, bring it down to the earth, tucking back, downward facing dog or puppy dog maybe, or child's pose or table. Again, knowing that you are using your intuition on the mat this morning. You are safe. Begin to slowly bring your feet up towards your hands. So coming from whatever pose you need to come from. Puppy, table, child, dog. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Shake it out, no and yes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Root to rise all the way up to stand, stretching up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Press up through that right palm, anchor down into the feet. Take a little bend over to the left, crescent moon. Bring it back to center, pressing up through that left palm. Take a little bend to the right, crescent moon. Come back to center, hands to heart, chair pose. Take a breath in and out here. Inhale, lift your heart to the sun. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, step back with the left foot. Drop the left knee down, low lunge. Now if you need your block, you're going to bring that block in and hang out. If you want to follow along and flow a little bit with us this morning, we'll do that. So uncurl the left toes. Press down into the top of the left foot like you could lift the left knee. So have a ton of energy there. Inhale, reach your hands up like you could reach your hands to the sky. Anchoring down into the right foot. Bring a ton of energy to the top of that left foot like you could lift your left knee. Pull your belly in, stretch up to the heavens. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath in here. Breath out. One more time, breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step forward, forward fold. Curl those toes, step it up. Inhale, halfway lift. Anchor into your belly, rise with the breath. Press up with your right palm, little bend to the left. Inhale, center, press up with the left palm, little bend to the right. Come back to center, chair pose. Sink into the hips, one full breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, right foot steps back, right knee drops down, low lunge again.
Here again, if you want to bring a block under the right hand and hang out here, paying attention to hips and hip flexors, feel free to do that. Otherwise, uncurl those right toes. Press down into the right foot like you could lift the right knee. So bring a lot of energy into the front of this right hip. Reach your arms up, pressing down into the sole of the left foot. Imagine that you could reach up into high lunge, but you're not actually lifting the right knee. Perhaps take your gaze slightly up, reach up, draw your belly in, get strong. Soften the shoulders. Curl the corners of the mouth. Maybe wiggle your nose. Take a breath in. Gotta make yoga fun. Exhale, hands down. Step back, table pose, or maybe a supported plank, maybe high plank. Take a breath here. Knees and chest and chin or chaturanga, coming through to that cobra with a peek. Take a little peek over the left shoulder. Bring it back down. Inhale, rise, little peek over the right shoulder. And bring it back down. Curl your toes, lift your seat, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Again, a little bend and a stretch of the legs. A lot of breath. Shake your head out, no and yes. Extend long through your right leg, three-legged dog. Press up through the sole of that foot. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, draw your knee in and step through to a high lunge. So the back heel is lifted. Now make sure that your feet are on railroad tracks and not a tightrope before you land that left heel. Bring the left heel to the earth, warrior one, rise up, tap your palms, look up. Take a breath in here, bring your hands back down to the earth, pop that left heel, step back, plank pose. Knees and chest and chin or chaturanga to flow through, inhale, little peek left. Exhale, lower it down, inhale, little peek right. Exhale, lower it down, curl your toes, lift your seat, downward facing dog. Puppy dog, table, or child are also lovely options, so take them. Extend long through your left leg this time, three-legged dog. Take a breath here, stretch long. Curl in, step through, high lunge, pause here. Make sure your feet are on railroad tracks or heel toe that left foot out slightly. Plant the right heel, rise up, warrior one. Settle in here, maybe take that gaze up. Take one more breath. Exhale, hands down. Pop the right heel, step back plank, high or low. Knees and chest and chin or chaturanga. Take those little cobra peaks to the left. And down and to the right. Long breath in. And down. Coming back to puppy dog, table, downward facing dog, or child's pose. Lift those hips. Look up between your hands. You can either bunny hop up there, you can step up there, you can leap up there. Coming to forward fold. Shake it out. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, let go. Root down, rise up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause here. Feel your feet on the earth, head reaching to the heavens. Lift and spread your toes. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Let your hands rest next to your hips in samastitihi, a state of joy and bliss, love and surrender. Unlock your knees and your jaw. Taking that warrior one from the top of the mat this time, inhale, reach up. Wide arms, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let go. Step back with the left foot. Make sure your feet are on railroad tracks. Plant the left heel. Rise with your breath. Tap your palms. Sweep that left hand to the left thigh. Reverse your warrior one. Reach long with the right fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to tap the earth. Inhale, warrior one, reverse. Exhale, tap the earth, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Rise with your breath, stretch up. Exhale, Samastitihi, hands next to the hips. Relax your knees, your jaw, your breath. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift, right foot steps back, high lunge. Make sure your feet are on those railroad tracks. Plant the right heel, rise. Warrior one, tap the palms. Exhale, right hand to the back thigh. Lift the chest, lift the left fingertip. Cartwheel your hands, tap the earth. Inhale, reverse that warrior one more time. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps forward to meet the left foot, forward fold. Use your props, use your blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let go. Root down, rise with your breath, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale, chair pose, settle in. Deep breath in, take your gaze into your heart, into the fingertips. Maybe settle in a little more. Lift that cottontail, stretch your heart towards your thumbs. Root down, rise all the way up, stretch up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, half lift, stepping back again with the left foot. Plant the left heel, warrior one, rise with your breath. Familiar, right? Exhale, take it back, reverse warrior one. Tap the earth, exhale. Inhale, rise, reverse that warrior one. Tap the earth, begin to peel that left heel up, standing split. So maybe you're just lifting that leg away from the floor. Keeping your body halfway lifted. Maybe you can peel your nose down towards your knee and extend long through that left leg. Or perhaps somewhere in between. Take another breath and lift up halfway again. Really lift and spread those right toes. Create a strong base. Begin to bend your left knee and draw it in next to the right knee. Make a tiny little egg-like shape in your body as you begin to rise up. Find your balance. If you're on carpet like me, it's going to be challenging. And begin to draw that left knee into your chest. Find a focal point on the floor. I actually put an Easter egg right there on the floor in front of me, so I have a drishti. Keeping your left knee in your left hand, begin to open that leg out to the side. You can keep your right hand on your waist for balance. Maybe you can start to extend that right arm to the sky, getting really long. Very similar to what we did on the earth earlier. Begin to bring everything back in. Give your knee a hug, set your foot down. Quickly or slowly. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let go. Root down, rise up. Inhale. Hands to the heart, Samastitihi next to the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale. Soften your gaze again, your jaw. Inhale, reach up, chair pose. Exhale, settle in. Again, bring yourself into a tiny chair. Lift your cottontail, stretch your chest forward. Take your gaze down to your fingertips. Take another breath in and out here. Root to rise, up to stand. Forward fold on your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, step back with the right foot. Right heel plants. Inhale, warrior one, rise up. Reverse that warrior one, exhale. Take a breath here. Tap your fingertips down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tap, lift that right heel, stepping into standing split, whatever that looks like for you. So it might be a half lift, it might be more of a fold and a bow. Two more breaths. If you're not already at that half lift, lift up to halfway.
Crown of the head forward, right foot back. Begin to soften the left knee and bring the right knee next to it, curling yourself more into an egg-like or seed-like shape here. Draw your belly in strongly. Begin to lift and spread those left toes and begin to rise up. Find that focal point. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Stand tall. Letting your gaze settle on that focal point will help you to decrease the wobbles. Taking your knee in your right hand, left hand to the waist, begin to externally rotate that knee. Flex your toes. Maybe keep your hand here. If this is really challenging, you might need to drop your foot to the floor. Extend your left arm if you've got that knee up there. I'm a little wobbly this morning on my carpet. Draw your belly in again. Organically extend in all directions. And slowly begin to bring that knee back in. Give it one last hug. And step your foot down to the earth. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Step yourself to a plank pose. Take a breath in here. So I purposely did not flow through between sides. It's really challenging to do, especially in the morning when your hips and hip flexors aren't quite warmed up. So here's your opportunity to flow through a few times if you like. Bringing yourself to the earth, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. If you like that little cobra peak, maybe taking that cobra peak here. And we'll bring it back to puppy dog or downward facing dog. You have one more opportunity now to flow through before you come to rest on your belly. So if you're taking that opportunity, by all means, move through a flow or two. If you're in child or puppy pose or holding, we've got 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Begin to wiggle yourself down to your belly. And we're coming into a back bend here. So again, today is really about love and surrender. So finding the shape that works best for you, honoring your intuition, and those 3 words, I am safe. So take good care of yourself in your back bend here. So Sphinx pose might be where you go. Maybe a cobra pose. I'm going to guide locust pose and then bow pose. So you make the choices that serve you best, all right? I'm going to turn here. Ooh, big hip pop there. All right, so we're coming down onto our bellies. Again, you can take a Sphinx pose again, maybe a cobra pose or an upward facing dog. I'm going to guide locust pose and bow pose. And really, locust pose is the most healthy back bend because there's really no pushing involved in it. So it's all about your core and your body and knowing your body and paying attention to your intuition and that you are safe. So come on down to the earth, shimmy your hips a little bit, place your hands next to your hips, feet a little bit wider than the hips. Glide your shoulders back, creepy crawl your fingers back, and with your breath, begin to lift your heart, lift your toes, lift your hands, and fly. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe in and settle down to the earth. Turn your head in your favorite direction. Take a breath. Turn your forehead to the earth. Now you can take any of those options on the second round. Sphinx pose, cobra, upward facing dog. Come back to this locust pose. As I said, this is the safest, most authentic back bend for everybody. So you can come back to this locust pose. If you'd like to go a little deeper this morning and you have the space, bring your knees close, bend your knees, flex your feet, and reach your hands back for those ankles. Soften and surrender the shoulders onto the back of the heart. Knees stay close. Keep a little bend in the elbows. Curl the heart forward as you press back into the feet to lift your heart. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Keep the knees close. Surrender. Stretch your chest forward. Let your throat draw back. Take your gaze to the earth. Let the collarbone smile. Let your physical mouth smile. Take a deep breath in here. One more round of breath, and we're coming back down to the earth. Lower those thighs. Again, head in the favorite direction. Maybe you want to wipe your feet a little from side to side, release your low back, or maybe goalpost arms serve you a little better this morning. So bend the elbows and just releasing the low back. And then extend those legs, shimmy your hips a little bit. And breathe. Turn your forehead to the earth. Place your hands under your shoulders. We're pressing back to a nice wide child's pose. So bringing the knees to kiss the corners of your mat, the long edges, toes touch, heels are separated. Now, if you have frog pose in your practice and you would like to stay in a frog pose for 5 or 6 breaths, which is how long we'll be here, you are more than welcome to turn those toes out and widen your knees. So from hip to knee to heel, you're in 90 to 90 and bringing the forearms down. And you can find some dynamic movement there. Otherwise, join us in child's pose. Just make it a little bit wider. So knees kiss the long edges of the mat, toes touch, and settle yourself into the earth here. I'm going to stack my hands for a pillow for my head as I rest and breathe. Slowly begin to rise up, come up to table pose, and we'll sit down on the earth. So you can, if you have a blanket, you're more than welcome to sit on a blanket if you like. Get your hips up a little bit. Or you can sit on the earth or a towel or whatever you like here. We're coming into a, I like to call it lazy man's Ardha Matsyendrasana or maybe cow face pose. So fold the sole of the left foot in towards the right seat and take that right leg across. It doesn't have to touch the floor. It's just going to be kind of lazy here. So the ankles are a little lazy. For some of you, you might be able to get into that full Gomukhasana, and that feels good where you can stack your knees. Maybe for some of you, you're in that Ardha Matsyendrasana where the sole of the foot comes to the earth. I'm going to be lazy this morning. So we're going to uncurl those ankles and relax the ankles and feet and take a few folds here. So inhale, reach your arms up, get long through the sides of your body, and exhale, begin to fold over that right knee. Fingertips come down. Again, lift that cottontail away from the floor and let your chest stretch forward. The blanket gives you that little bit of lift already. One more breath here. And slowly walk yourself up. We're walking over towards that right foot now, and bring your fingertips down to frame that foot. Again, lift your cottontail, stretch your chest towards your right toes, making some space here in the right side. So feel that right hip anchor down. Chest reaches forward, heart is open. And slowly begin to rise up, taking your hands over to the right now. Twist away from that knee. Again, making space through that left side now. Anchor into the left hip and stretch your chest over to the right. And slowly begin to come back to center. Give your legs a little shake, extend them forward, and we'll switch the cross of the legs. So bringing that right foot in now towards the left heel. Again, lazy cross of that left leg. I'm not even, just opening the hips a little bit here. Ankles are soft. If this isn't working for you, just come into an easy seat and cross the left ankle in front of the right shin. Otherwise, you can kind of top it with the left leg. Take a breath in, stretch up. Again, getting space in both sides of the body. Begin to stretch your fingertips forward, your heart forward, your cottontail up and back. And let your legs and your hips and your hip flexors and all those yummy things that we stretched this morning relax. And slowly rise up. Walk your hands over and towards that left foot. Frame your foot and stretch your chest to the right. Anchoring down into that left hip, stretch up out of the left ribs, left heart stretches forward, left side of the heart, the chest stretches forward. And walk it back up. We're walking it over and beyond this left leg towards the right toes. Stretch your chest over. Again, anchor down into that right seat and begin to draw the right ribs around and through. Slowly bring yourself back up and around. Give your legs a little shake. We're coming down to the earth with a block. Last few poses of the practice here. So you can set that blanket off to the side. Grab your block. If you don't have a block, not a big deal. Bring yourself down to the earth. You can tuck a cushion or a pillow or a book or something underneath you. If you have War and Peace, put that underneath you. So bring your heels close to your hips, elbows pin in next to the ribs, snuggle your shoulder blades behind your heart. So we're going to move a little bit here in bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. If you prefer to tuck that block underneath your low back and hold, do that. So pressing down into the elbows, curling shoulders to lift the top of the chest. Begin to lift your hips, low ribs, upper ribs, chest, and slowly release. Channel that flowing cobra that we did. We're just not peeking over the shoulders for this. And slowly release. And do that one more time. Inhale, lift and hold. So you've got some options here. You can interlace your hands underneath you. We're all going to come onto the support of that block at some point. So if you want to place that block or book or whatever you have underneath you, you can do that now. If you have a folded blanket and you don't have a block, you can place that blanket underneath the low back. If you're holding your bridge pose, now come down to sun surface. So whether that's the block or a book or the earth or a blanket, place it there. Draw your knees in and send your feet up. Nice little inversion as we end the practice today. Again, point and flex your toes, maybe circle your toes in the air. Find some movement here. So maybe cross that left ankle in front of the right ankle and open your legs to a nice wide V, stretching those adductors. We didn't quite get there today, so take your time here and find a little bit of movement. And this is called legs up the wall pose. It is an inversion because the hips are higher than the head, but it's a nice, sweet, mild inversion for those of us who don't like to stand on our head or our hands. So just find some fluid movement here. Now you can stay with this fluid movement, or you can begin to bring the right leg down, touch the earth. And bring it back up, and bring the left leg down and touch the earth. So you can keep this movement. You can be still. You can cross and open the legs. I'm giving you lots of options here, so I hope you're taking the one that feels the best for you. So once you notice if this feels okay and you want to bring those legs down to the floor, blocks should be at the lowest or the middle level for this. Maybe stretch your arms up above your head again. Take a nice long yawning stretch. Perhaps grab those elbows again and stretch your body long. And breathe and relax. So wherever you are, enjoy where you are.
Bring a little extra love and surrender into this moment. We'll all begin to bend those knees, placing your feet on the earth once again, close to the block. Arms resting next to your sides. Press down into your feet to lift your hips enough to remove that block. Slowly come down to the earth. Take a last little hug, drawing each knee in towards its respective ribs. Maybe curling up a little bit into that egg-like or seed-like shape. And release, and do that one more time. Curl everything in. And release. Stretch your legs long. Or perhaps come back to where you began today. So maybe Supta Baddha Konasana or a supported fish variation. Bring your hands back onto your belly. We'll start with that counted breath. Into 1, down to 2, all the way up to 10. Breathing in 1. And breathing out 2. Breathing in 3. And breathing out 4. Breathing in 5. And breathe out 6. In 7. Out 8. In 9. Out 10. Come back and take one more round of that 10 count breath, pacing your breath and your counting. You are more than welcome to remain right here for as long as you like. If you're moving on with your day, begin to draw your knees in again. Make small movements to bring a little sensation back to your body, maybe wiggling from side to side or taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. Slowly roll yourself to whichever side chooses you this morning. Pause. Press down and lift yourself up to an easy seat. Close your eyes. Draw your hands to heart center. I'd like to share a little poem about love that I found, and it's by Kristen Rogers. From here, there's only one thing left to do. Break ourselves open and love our way through. Love every wound until it begins to heal. Love hardened hearts till they begin to feel. Love until violence turns to shudders and sobs. Love till light breaks through shadows and fogs. Love until wings sprout from deep pits of fear. Love until the truth is perfectly clear. From here, there's but one place left to go. Surrendering to love's unstoppable flow. With your hands at heart center, take a moment to offer gratitude for this beautiful day, for this practice of yoga that brings us back to our hearts, to love, to surrender. We'll close our practice today with a chant of an Om. Empty your breath and take in a breath. Om.
From my bunnies to yours, may you have a beautiful Easter Sunday. In gratitude to each of you, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, spending part of your Easter Sunday with me. And from my three bunnies, Aiden, Campbell, and Kira, from my puppies who have been surprisingly quiet this morning, Penny and Dexter, and from Brent and I, may you have a beautiful Easter Sunday. Namaste.